If you are in the market for a heat press for your craft room or business, in this video I'm going to share my favorite features of the HTVront AutoPress 2 and why it has quickly become my favorite heat press. Hi, I'm Jennifer with Pigskins and Pigtails. If you subscribe to my channel, you know that I'm all about screen printing. I teach a unique method of screen printing using a vinyl cutter, and I use a heat press to cure the ink after it dries. But I've also gotten into DTF or direct-to-film transfers and still do some sublimation. I'm going to go over the features of this press and how it works with each of these methods. There was really no setup involved. I just lifted it out of the box, removed all the plastic, and plugged it in. To adjust the temperature and time, just click the icon and use the plus and minus buttons. There are also preset and custom modes you can use. Let's talk about the size of this press. If you make a lot of t-shirts, something you need to consider is the size of the heat plate. The HTVront AutoPress 2 has a 15-inch by 15-inch heat plate, which I have found is a good size to press pretty much all of the projects that I make. I've occasionally done an oversized design, but not enough to need a larger heat press than this. It's taking over the spot I previously had the Cricut AutoPress. The heating area on the Cricut press is 15 inches by 12 inches in the middle, but with the rounded edges, you don't actually get the full 12 inches across. This worked well for a lot of shirts, but I had to get it just right in order for the full design to be on the heat press. Plus, it hung over the edge a little bit. And you can see how the HTVront fits nicely in its place without hanging over. I have a tabletop on top of my IKEA Alex drawers that is 23.5 inches deep. The press itself is 21.5 inches deep, so I have a couple inches to spare. And this press takes up about 17 inches wide. It fits a little better in this spot while also giving me a larger 15 by 15 heated area. A couple of features that make curing my screen printing ink on t-shirts really easy is the pull-out drawer. I have plenty of room to place the shirt down without risking touching the hot plate. My first heat press did not have this feature and I burned myself several times. I also like to be able to multitask when I have a lot of shirts to press, so I love that the heat press raises away from the shirt when it's done. If I get sidetracked on another project, I don't have to worry about it burning. And if I get really sidetracked, the machine cuts off after 15 minutes, so I don't have to worry about forgetting to turn it off. One of the main features I look for in a heat press is the ability to control the pressure. The Cricut AutoPress doesn't allow you to adjust the pressure, but I have used this press, which has a knob to control the pressure. The only challenge with this is that you have to figure out the right pressure on your own, so it may not be consistent every time you adjust it. Plus, the added pressure means you have to really put some muscle into pulling the handle down. On the HTVront AutoPress 2, you control the pressure digitally and the drawer slides in easily and closes on its own with the auto mode. To cure my screen printed shirts, I keep the pressure at the lowest setting of 50 pounds. For DTF and sublimation, pressure is key. You need a much higher pressure for the transfer to adhere properly and hold up in the wash. I'm going to adjust the pressure to the max of 170 pounds, and I need to change the time to 20 seconds. I'll keep the temperature at 320 degrees. For DTF, I like to do a 10-second pre-press of the shirt to remove any moisture. Then I'm going to align the transfer on top and place the Teflon sheet on top of that and press. DTF adheres on top of the fabric like HTV, so it's never going to feel quite as good as water-based screen printing ink that soaks into the fibers of the fabric. But with the right pressure, you can get a great result. Just peel the carrier sheet off immediately, and then I like to press one more time to make sure it has bonded well with the fabric. And that's it. This press works great for DTF. I hope this video was helpful. You can shop for this heat press using the link in the description. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments. For more info on how to get started making shirts with screen printing or DTF, I'm going to share some resources in the description of this video. Be sure to subscribe and check out this next video.